Good morning, everyone. My name is Jordan Eller, and I'm the Specialized Services and Supports Manager here in our Community Services Department. Today is November 14th. Welcome to Coffee with Community Services. John Decker is out of the office today, as is Michael Mercado. So we will not have our Sign of the Week and Deaf Culture 101 today. That will return next week when Michael is available, and John also returns next week. So we back to our normal coffee flow next Friday. So in regards to the agenda for today, we do have a vendor spotlight. We're waiting for that individual to hop on from In His Name Coordinated Family Support. So Jason, you're going to help me monitor that. We have Jazz, one of our associate directors, is going to be giving us some updates on our board meeting that's coming up. Carly, our employment specialist, is going to be going over a few updates. Hubert, our emergency coordinator, is also going to provide you with a few updates. We will be sharing some events that we got from some of our provider advisory committee members to include STEP is holding a town hall for Vance Taylor. We're going to go over that. Both Southside Unlimited and CLO have some holiday parties coming up. The National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals is putting on a training. John wanted us to share that information with you guys. I'm also going to be going over a DDS directive from the end of October regarding restraint requirements and crisis intervention, just for a reminder. I'm also going to give some updates on our fiscal year 25-26 request for proposal. Lindsay Dyba will also be on. Her Futures Explored has an event coming up that she'd like to share with the public, and then we'll be going over some upcoming events on our events calendar. So,
Jordan, Zany is here now.
okay, perfect. Hi, Zany.
Hi, everybody. Can you see me? It's Zani. Thank you.
Zani.
Zany, sorry.
Yes,
No,
that's okay.
that's
That's
perfect,
okay.
Zani. So, Zani, we have made you a co-host so that you can share your screen if needed, but you have the floor. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. My apologies for being a little bit tardy.
Okay.
So I would like to share my screen in just a little bit. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties. And for some reason, I'm a little nervous, and I'm usually not nervous. So
Well,
you guys must be a, a wonderfully just blessed crowd that I'm glad to be a part of. So thank you so much for having me.
thanks for coming.
Jordan, can you make her a co-host? I can't
I,
figure
yeah,
out.
I just did. Thank
Oh,
you
you
so much,
did.
Jason.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
thank you
you.
so much. Mhm.
Okay, I'm going to turn my camera off just for a minute because I have a lot of things in my background. But before I do that, let me just introduce myself. I'm Zani Diaz of In His Name Document Services. And we also use an abbreviation. We have a DBA that is IHN Family Services, and we're so proud and honored to be a part of Alta Regional Family and to partner with you all to offer our services to the community that we care about so much. Apologies, my team is not here with me today, but I promise I will have them with us on the next Friday that we participate. We are so glad and anxious to just jump in and to offer our services and to be a partner with you all in any way that we can, whether it's volunteering, doing community awareness, whatever you need. We are eager to just walk with you right by your side and to offer our services to our community. We love the community that we're serving, whether they're intellectually disabled or the new, I'm trying to train myself, neurodivergent population. And so we believe, and we all have, a part of my team has personal experiences. We have a long history of being community partners, whether we are offering services for social services, we're working with the homeless. We are just glad to participate in serving our community. So thank you so much again for having me. I'm going to I have this little PowerPoint and all this stuff put together. I sometimes over prepare, but I really feel like I just want to talk to you all from my heart. So
Okay.
I'm not going to share my screen because I don't want to take too much of your time. I want to hear about these community events that you have going on and
Okay. You're welcome to
the
share your PowerPoint if
calendar.
you want. Okay.
Okay, the calendar that you were talking about. And I want to just tell you a little bit about what we hope to do with you all as a partner and what we do in the community as we serve. And so we're glad to be a vendor as the Coordinated Family Support Service. And we're looking forward to serving our population, respecting their culture and making sure that we offer services that are in with their language, and so that we help them to feel comfortable. It is our goal to make sure that our consumers that we walk them with participating in their community. So we really want to help them to be seen and to be heard, whatever way that looks like to them, and however they're going to be comfortable doing that. So we're going to let them lead, and we want to be their trusted partner to walk them through exploring their community. And we also want to empower them at their own speed to take advantage and to participate in all that their culture offers. So we don't want them to miss out on anything. And we esteem to be their trusted partner to help them accomplish those goals. And so a PowerPoint could have showed you that, but I feel like it's better if you hear it from me, because this is truly our heart. This is why we wanted so desperately to participate and to partner with you all. And so send us those referrals. We are ready to jump in. We offer, our team consists of multilingual, bilingual staff. We just had an interview this morning with another Spanish speaker. We have some things set up to where we're going to increase our staff for Punjabi. We look forward to serving our neighbors in Yuba City. And so we're planning to dedicate Yuba City for our Punjabi, Hindu, and that culture and that language and community. We're looking forward to meeting some of our Russian-speaking Ukrainian partners in Carmichael and in the Sacramento area. We're eager to participate in Folsom and the greater Sacramento area. We don't mind going to North Highlands, Del Paso Heights, South Sac, you name it, we're there. And we believe that we have some services to offer that can help our community be all that they want to be, and to just enjoy the quality of life. And that is our second goal, is to make sure that we help them at their speed and their pace and what they're comfortable with, to truly have the quality of life that we all deserve. So again, thank you so much for your time. And that's it, unless you have some questions.
Yeah, we can definitely open it up for questions, folks. If anyone has questions, you're welcome to just unmute and speak up, or put them in the chat. And then if you want to go ahead and put your contact information in the chat, Zanny, that way people have your email address if they do have questions after the fact. And that's great, right? That you're looking at hiring so many multilingual staff, right? We have a huge need to make sure that we are serving all of our families, right? No matter what language they serve. So it's really exciting to hear that you guys are focusing on those different types of those different languages. Okay. All right. So thank you so much. But go ahead and put your info in the chat, or if you need any assistance with that, we can have Jason put your info in the chat as well. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to Jazz. Jazz, let me share my screen for you so we can get your flyer up here.
Hello, good morning, everyone. My name is Jaspreet Mann, and I am an Associate Director with the Regional Center. I'm going to make it quick. I just wanted to let you know that you are all invited to our November board meeting. And during this meeting, we're going to be discussing discuss the two public meeting updates, which is national core indicators, as well as our year-end performance. The meeting is on the 20th, which is next week, and it's at 5 o'clock via Zoom. and we would love to have everybody attend.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And then it
Thank
looks like,
you.
yeah, you bet, Jazz. And then it looks like on this flyer here too, they do want to hear some public comment and feedback, right? So we have this
Right.
NCI feedback email address here on this flyer, you guys. What I can do is I can put a copy of this into the chat for you guys, so that you guys have quick access to that. It's also on our events calendar. Thank you so much, Jazz.
Thank you for letting me join you today.
Yes, absolutely. All right, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I'll turn it over to Carly, who has a few updates for us.
Thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, you bet.
Just give me a second to share my screen.
Great.
All right, is everyone seeing it?
We sure are.
Flyer.
Thank you. Mhm.
All right, perfect. We have our Micro Enterprise Fair coming up on Thursday, December 11th. It will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the new Natomas office. We're really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, space will be a bit more limited than it has been in the past. So we are asking that clients who are interested in tabling submit an application, and then we will be going over those to make sure that we have a good wide variety of tables and different crafts and services. The deadline to complete the submission for an application is end of day or 5 p.m. November 19th, and we will be making the selections no later than November 21st, and we will be reaching out to all those selected. Any questions? All right, this is always a really great event. So even if you're not tabling, encourage everyone to come stop by. It'll be open to the public. Really just a great opportunity to support our clients who own their own businesses. And then I'm just gonna do just a quick little shout out to any of our employment providers or day programs who support with CIE and internships. I know many of you are familiar with the annual CIE and PIP tracking that's due to DDS. They only just this week got that to me, so I will be working on splitting all that data up into individual spreadsheets and sending them out to all of our programs that provide employment support. So if you are one of those programs, please keep an eye out. I anticipate that you should be receiving that spreadsheet early next week. I may be able to get some out today, but definitely by early next week, everyone should have them.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Does anybody have questions about those reporting requirements? And just to let you guys know, DDS did just put out on November 5th another directive to the regional centers. It's just, Carly, I think it's the same information reminding us of our reporting requirements and what's required on the regional center level. It is on the DDS transparency website, should anybody want to check that out.
And I will be sending that directive out with all the tracking as well.
Perfect.
I know we have a few new providers who may not be familiar with this tracking. I think for the majority, it'll be very similar to tracking done in previous years. There will be a few changes, but I will be definitely sending out that guidance when I send out the tracking.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Hubert. He has some emergency coordinator updates for us.
Thanks, Jordan. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to kind of promote the DDAR program today, and let me share my screen really fast. Okay, is everyone seeing? It should say disability disaster access and resources.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. So I just wanted to share this resource with you guys today. Basically what the DDAR program is, or the Disability Disaster Access and Resources Program. It's brought to you by the California Foundation for Independent Living Centers. Basically, it's a emergency preparedness and disability disaster resource program that is designed to help individuals who are reliant more specifically on assistive technology that rely on electricity. Um, a way that you can really kind of just apply for it, it provides portable battery services for those who are reliant on electric-based devices. However, there are some updates that I wanted to share with you guys regarding this resource. As of October 31st, 2025, I believe it was shown that the Southern California Edison program, or portion of California, has terminated their contract with DDAR. So there's not really any saying what's going to happen with this resource. So I do highly encourage everyone to take advantage of it for those that are part of Alta California Regional Center's services. So if you or anyone that you know do need services for portable battery, emergency preparedness planning, I will drop this link in the chat, more specifically for the application, just to see if you do meet eligibility requirements, or if anyone that you serve meets the eligibility requirements. And this brings up, with the termination of this program within a specific portion of California, this brings up specific points, right? So just one of them being just confirming whether our local services could be affected here within our catchment area. I know it's for Southern California Edison as of right now, it's terminated, but we just kind of want to be prepared for the termination if it were to happen within our service area. Right now, it's still up in the air. I believe it's still under discussion with CFILC and the funders for those who provide the portable batteries resources for this program. In the meantime, I will be providing and on the hunt for other resources for portable batteries or other resources for power safety shutoff events, especially with the winter weather storms coming up. I think now is a good time to kind of start preparing, right? And then with that being said, especially within our catchment area, it seems like for the weather forecast, within the next coming weeks, there's going to be a series of winter weather storms. Or winter storms rather. So I just wanted to kind of remind everyone to just prepare for transportation delays, and just be sure that you have backup power in the event that there is a power outage during these storms. So that being said, I will drop these links in the chat shortly, as well as my email. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.
Thank you so much, Hubert. And I do think for the southern region that was affected, right, by this change, I do think State Council on Developmental Disabilities, right, Hubert is trying to do some advocacy in that realm. So they may have some additional information on their website about how that's affecting, right, the partners down south, and, any advocacy they might be able to try to do surrounding that. So you could check out their website too to see if they have any additional information. Thank you so much, Hubert. All right. So next I'm going to be sharing some events from our community members. So give me just a moment to share my screen. All right. You guys seeing this town hall flyer? Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so STEP, Strategies to Empower People, is holding a town hall meeting in support of Taylor Vance for State Assembly. The town hall meeting is scheduled to take place on November 18th, which is next Tuesday, and it is from 4 to 6. There is an RSVP code. I'm going to be dropping this flyer into the chat. And if you guys are wanting to learn more about Vance Taylor, I am going to actually toggle over to his website really quick. Are you guys now seeing his website, Hubert? Did that successfully transition? Okay, great. So a little, right, if you're wanting to learn more about Vance Taylor. So with more than a decade of public service at California's Governor's Offices of Emergency Services, Vance has dedicated his career to ensure no one is left behind in times of crisis. He was first appointed by Governor Brown, and he helped lead the Cal OES Executive Division, trusted to identify and address the needs of all Californians, including other adults and individuals with developmental disabilities. So when you click here on learn more about Vance, it just gives a little bit about his background, right? Vance is an individual who grew up with muscular dystrophy. So he does himself use a power wheelchair and is very versed to some of the, needs for individuals that rely on this type of equipment, especially in a crisis. And it tells a little bit about his family. So I will go ahead and put his website in the chat, so that if you guys are interested in learning more about Vance Taylor, that you can do that. The assembly district that he is running from, it's around North Highlands. I thought that I had information about it, but it's District 7. In District 7 here in Sacramento. So STEP wanted to make sure that folks were aware about this town hall. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for just a moment so that I can drop this flyer into the chat. And I'm not sure if anyone from STEP is on right this second. If so, you're welcome to unmute yourself and talk more about it. But we definitely wanted to share that for folks that might be interested in supporting Vance Taylor and or learning more about him at the town hall meeting. All right. Any questions on that? All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So next we have Kate from Southside Unlimited wanted us to share an upcoming holiday event. Let me get my screen ready for you guys. The Work of Art at College Greens. They are presenting their Yuletide open house. Kate wanted me to make sure that everybody knew this is definitely a family-friendly event. Adults, children's, families, all come one, come all. Whoops. I accidentally stopped sharing. Right, so this event is taking place on Thursday, December 4th from 5 to 8. They will have refreshments. They will have some free make and take crafts that she said that everybody really enjoys. There's stuff for both kids and adults. And then they will be selling, of course, the beautiful artwork from the participants for their program. So I am also going to drop this event into the chat. Give me just one moment. And I know Kate couldn't be on today, but she wanted us to share that. So 'tis the season, right? We're going to have all kinds of holiday stuff coming up. One more event. Are you guys now seeing CLO's event on screen? Thank you, Carly. So CLO, Creative Living Options, SLS, is also hosting a holiday party. That party is going to be December 13th from 5 to 9 at the Tascopolos. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, at the Library Galleria. That's going to be here in Sacramento down on I Street. And there it looks like there's parking on J Street there. There's going to be dinner, dancing, and a photo booth. So I want to share that also in the chat. Right. Okay. And then just give me 1 second. And I think actually, Lindsay Diva, are you on you're on now, I believe, correct?
Yep, I'm here now.
Okay, great. Lindsay also has an event that she would like to share. I've made you a co-host so you can share your screen.
Okay, great.
Thank you so much.
Christian Brothers High School's Disability Club, in partnership with Futures, is hosting a Winter Wonderland dance. It's free. It's on December 6th from 7 to 9 in Midtown at 2533 R Street. Anyone over 18 with an intellectual or developmental disability is invited. There will be snacks, drinks, a DJ, like a quiet type room if someone needs to take a break. And people are encouraged to bring any caregiving or support staff that they may need for the evening, or to come on their own if that is safe and good for them. I will drop this in the chat.
Thank you so much. All right. And so next on our agenda, I'm going to share my screen again here. John wanted everyone to be aware of this training resource coming up. It looks like you guys are successfully seeing my screen, Carly, yeah? Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so the National Alliance for Direct Support Professionals is hosting a training titled Supporting the Whole Person, Effective Approaches for DSPs Working with Individuals with Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities and Mental Health Needs, right? We have many clients that we support here at the Regional Center that do have co-occurring mental health disorders. So this is definitely near and dear to our heart. Kind of giving you some details regarding the training description. This is going to be an interactive 4-hour session. Participants will take a deep look into what it means and looks like to support individuals that have both an intellectual and developmental disability and a mental health disorder or need. Together, the participants will explore why this combination is common and how it impacts the daily lives and relationships and how it looks like and what it looks like to provide care to an individual. And really about the person, right? Not just the diagnoses. The training emphasized trauma-informed and person-centered approaches, helping direct care staff, DSPs recognize that every person's behavior is often shaped by trauma, their lived experience, and how their brain functions. Participants will learn how to observe, listen, and respond to ways that promote safety, dignity, and trust. They will also discuss how to work effectively with families, helping them negotiate challenges and build resilience together. They are also going to be talking about trauma-informed and person-centered care and how that actually looks and what it sounds like. So the training event is December 10th. From 12 to 4 Eastern Standard. There is a cost associated with this, right? So if you are a member of NADSP, then it's 120. If you're a non-member, I apologize. It's 120, and then if you're actually a member, it's 100. So the learning objectives they've explained here, right? Explain what dual diagnosis means, share why individuals with IDD are at high risk of having mental health conditions, really recognizing how trauma can impact behavior and identify ways to apply trauma-informed and person-centered care, describing what trauma-informed and person-centered care looks like and sounds like, right? So just kind of recapping. And then the 6th one there is looking at crisis prevention and intervention. So I am going to drop this event into the chat. If your agency can afford to, right, to send DSPs, it seems like a great opportunity for that. Any questions on that? I'm not a pro, but if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask on that. Okay. So next, I'm going to go over the DDS directive. Are you guys seeing the DDS directive now? Thank you guys so much. So on October 31st, DDS did put out a directive regarding the intervention reporting requirements. There isn't changes here. This is really kind of a reminder, and I think it's good for us just as a community to be reminded of what it takes to the reporting requirements if you do have crisis intervention within your service model, or you may or may not be restraining clients in accordance with a behavior intervention plan. So I'm going to go ahead and just review this document here with you guys. The use of restraint, seclusion, and involuntary emergency medication used to control behavior is accompanied by a number of reporting requirements. The guidance summarized the key requirements and how they integrate within the overall reporting framework. So the monthly use reported to Department of Developmental Services directly, right? So the Welfare and Institution Code requires this. All regional center vendors that provide crisis or residential or supported living services must report monthly to DDS their use of restraint, seclusion, and or involuntary emergency medication, right? That's all in accordance with Welfare and Institution Code 4659.2 parentheses C. Specifically, vendors must identify the number of incidents of seclusion and the duration of time spent per incidence in seclusion, the number of incidents of the use of behavioral restraints and the duration of time spent per incident of the restraint, the number of times an involuntary emergency medication is used to control behavior, and the name, street address, and telephone number of the facility. Vendors that have these reporting requirements are crisis or residential services. So on our end, right, we would probably see more reporting requirements coming from maybe one of our enhanced behavioral support homes, right, or community crisis homes than you would like a level 6 or a level 5 home, right? So that these reporting requirements might be more common in some of those higher level facilities. Supported living providers, there's very few supported living providers that have a crisis intervention model. Most of those are associated with vendors that we call enhanced SLS vendors, but they are also required to report. Like I mentioned, community crisis homes, NT mental health rehabilitation center, any long-term healthcare facility or acute psychiatric hospitals. The reports must be submitted by the vendor. There's a specific online form that this directive links you to. On a monthly basis, the department shares this information with the vendoring regional center. Vendors who have not had any incidents of restraint, seclusion, or involuntary emergency medication use during the month do not need to report to the department. Regarding behavior modification plans, all service providers are prohibited from using any form of behavior modification intervention that may cause pain or trauma to an individual served, including restraint. The only exception to this prohibition is if the behavior modification is fully described in a treatment plan approved by the regional center's behavior management review committee. And here at our regional center, Amy McCrary is our clinical services manager, and she helps oversee the behavior management review committee. By the February 15th of each year, the regional center directors must submit to the department an annual report of our behavioral modifications review committee. The report must include the number and types of behavior modification treatment plans involving pain or trauma that were approved by the committee, including those planned with restraint use. We also have to report back on the source and type of the license held by the facility in which the approved treatment plan was implemented, and then notify the department if there were no plans approved whatsoever. And then just as a friendly reminder, the special incident reporting, some restraint use is reportable within an SIR. Specifically, SIR reporting is required for the use of physical, mechanical, and chemical restraint when the restraint technique is inconsistent with the program design's approved plan, their approved restraint training curriculum, and or restraint policy, right? If the restraint is used in response to a behavioral of an individual and the individual's plan the individual behavior did not actually pose imminent risk, right? We shouldn't be restraining anybody if it's not posing imminent risk. And then the last one here is when chemical or mechanical restraint use is inconsistent with a physician's order, right? And then just a general reminder, the prohibition on the use of seclusion. Seclusion or involuntary confining an individual alone in a room or an area from which the individual is physically prevented from leaving is prohibited for any individual with an intellectual or developmental disability, and that's per California Code of Regulation there. Therefore, the use of seclusion is a form of abuse and must be reported in an SIR. So we work really closely with our crisis services and our residential service providers to ensure that they do have appropriate crisis intervention plans and emergency intervention plans within their program design. So like I said, if you ever have questions about that, you can obviously reach out to your community services specialist, but Amy McCrary, our clinical services manager, is also very versed on that. So I will go ahead and drop this into the chat just so people have that. Give me just one moment. Okay. Okay, folks, so next what I'm going to go over is this, we discussed with our provider advisory committee last week as well. Thanks, Jay. So we, of course, are in our request for proposal timeframe for our 25-26 request for proposal for our community resource development plan. I wanted to show you guys on our website that we do have a full page for our community resource development plan. It describes in general what that is, right? What our overall goals are. And then we have details here regarding the request for proposal that we held last week, right? This is specific. You guys now seeing that? Did it toggle over correctly? This is specific for a housing development organization and a service provider for an enhanced behavioral support home. The proposals, the applications for this year are due Wednesday, December 3rd by 3 p.m. When you click on this PDF, it takes you directly to the proposal handout. You guys should now be seeing the proposal handout. Are you seeing that? Okay, cool. Thank you, Helen. So just as a reminder, right, it will go over the what the project is. Bear with me as I'm scrolling here. We give a full description of the project, what the regulations are, what the expectations are, the requirements of the service provider. And then at the end of the document, we go over the actual questions they have to address in their proposal, right? So I'm going to put both of these items in the chat. I do just want to make sure that you guys are aware of our time frames that we have, though, for just this fiscal year. Right, we held our public meeting last Thursday to introduce this project. Like I mentioned, the proposals are due December 3rd at 3 p.m. We will spend that second and third week of December reviewing those proposals and scoring them, and then the top three applicants to score over 70 will be invited for a formal interview to determine who will be that selected candidate. We hope to have our final selection of that candidate in early January. And we'll be looking at conducting interviews like the week before Christmas if people are available. And if not, we'll extend that out to January if the holiday schedule gets a little tight there. And then we, of course, have to be in final contract with the awarded applicant for both the housing development organization, right? The HDO will acquire the home for us. They will actually purchase it and acquire the home, and then the service provider. So we have to be in full contract with them by the end of this fiscal year. We hope to have it signed much sooner before that, just due to us being a little ahead of schedule this year. So any questions on that? I'm going to stop sharing so I can put this information into the chat. No questions. That's okay. All right. So that's the actual link to the website. And then this is the link to our handout with the full instructions for anybody who wants to apply for this project. All right. All right. So the next thing that I want to go over, actually, Jay, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, it's actually about the last thing, sorry.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
Is it still required that all the SS agencies provide their monthly reporting on restraints?
Yes.
Okay. So all SS agencies, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, folks, now we're going to head to our events calendar. We got some events coming up. Let me share my screen. Get things situated here. Okay, so we already know about the board meeting that Jazz told us about, but we do have a listening session for aging clients and their caregivers. This is going to be next Tuesday, November 18th from 5:30 to 6:30. And we really want to hear from you, right? This is a listening session. You can click on this link here and it will take you to the full flyer for this event, which I will drop into the chat. But our aging population is a very important topic for us here at the Regional Center. We really want to hear from you guys about what important services that you feel you need, right? And that might be difficult to obtain, and also what's working well, right? So we want to hear from you guys. Hope people can join that listening session. And I am going to drop this into the chat here. So you guys have that information. And like I mentioned, it's also on our events calendar, which I'm going to toggle back to. Are you guys now seeing the events calendar again? Helen? Yes. Thank you, Marty. All right. So we also have an informational webinar coming up, right? This is going to be December 4th from 9 to 10:45. And this is understanding the special education process and the IEP documents, right? It's appropriate for parents, for guardians, or caregivers with children or conserved adults that might still be involved in the school district, right? Some of our adult clients are in the receive IEP services through the age of 22. So there is registration is required. So I'm going to put this in the chat as well. There are flyers in all different, in a variety of different languages. They will have Spanish and ASL interpreters provided, and then additional languages upon request. That's why it's super important that you register for that. So if you have any accommodations, that we can help meet those needs. So I will put that into the chat as well. And then let's see. We know that Carly talked about the micro enterprise fair. We've handled that. So there's also a special education holiday mixer. The Sacramento City Unified School District Community Advisory Committee for Special Education is hosting it on Tuesday, December 16th from 5:30 to 7:30. There will be live music, resources, and food. And there is also a registration link there. So please feel free to get on our events calendar and check out all these resources that are coming up. Let's see. Yeah, so there's a variety of different events coming up. Please feel free to see our events calendar for that. One thing I did want to chat with folks about, and I see there's a few PAC members on here, but that's the end of our planned agenda. But I do just want to take a moment to remind people that if you're ever interested in being a vendor, right, on the Provider Advisory Committee, that our website does have that information. Lindsay or Eric, or if any of you guys want to chat about PAC, I can pull up the PAC website here on our intranet. And if you're not on still, that's okay too. I'm going to let folks know where they can find it. Hold on just one second.
I'm on, happy to answer any questions. There's an application on our website, and we're always looking for folks to join as voting members, but really you can get all the value of the PAC by attending as just a non-voting member. So you're able to join, participate in discussions, join subcommittees as a member or a non-member. The only difference is voting on a few items a year for our members. So we're always looking to add folks, especially in underserved areas, other underserved counties, or some services like residential we're underrepresented on. So yeah, consider joining us. We do ask folks to participate and meet the membership requirements for 1 year before applying to be a member, so that you know who we are and we know you and you know what you're signing up for. So that's the PAC. Was there a specific question I maybe missed that I could answer?
Don't see any questions yet, but I do appreciate that. And then I know for folks, if you do want to observe, there won't be a PAC meeting in December, but we will be reconvening the Provider Advisory Committee in January, right? And so all this information is on our website, putting it in the chat. Thank you, Eric. We just like to plug that every once in a while when we have time within the agenda, because we know it's super important.
Yep, that was good.
Okay. And then if anybody else has any agenda items or comments or things they'd like to bring up, you are welcome to unmute yourself and do that. Those were the only planned agenda items we had today. I know so we can either give you 15 minutes right back, or oh, and I see there is a question in the chat. Is there a flyer for Santa Day? I know last week it was being created. Do I have any case management staff on that are familiar with a Santa Day flyer and where it might be in its creation? No. Okay, let me see really quickly if I can find it on our website or not, Taylor. And if not, we will be promoting Santa Day next week as well at Coffee with Community Services. So I know when Nicole announced it last week that it wasn't quite ready yet. So let me just check really quick to see if it's on our website. And it is going to be December 19th. And I am not yet seeing it on our website. So Taylor, I will connect with our Sanity committee and we'll work on getting that flyer posted to our events calendar, but it is going to be December 19th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Scottish Rite Museum. I mean, event hall, not museum. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get that posted for you. Any other questions, comments, shared items? Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys attending today. John Decker will be back next week and Michael Mercado. So we'll have our sign of the week next week. And I just hope you all have a nice Friday out there. Thank you for participating today.